These are photos from the Connecticut State Police. Newtown, Connecticut, Sandyhook school shooting. I saw these and I just couldn't believe it. I wanted to take video evidence before this disappeared. Adam Lanza's supposed room. 223 or whatever rifle rounds duct taped together and a clip laying on the floor in the school. Allegedly no rifle rounds or clips were in the school. So I'm calling BS on this. Maybe the gun cabinet at the Lanza's house, maybe. We're talking about the Connecticut State Police. They're famous for sending racist emails to each other, dead African Americans laying on sidewalks, chicken bones, and watermelon seeds spread all over the photos, so they could take pictures and then put racist captions underneath the pictures. They've gotten in trouble for that in the past. The Connecticut State Police Internal Affairs was shut down because officers were putting rat traps in each other's mailboxes. They were giving each other death threats. They were harassing each other. Maybe 200 or so uniformed officers and officers not wearing uniform descended on the Hartford, Connecticut legislature, and I guess it was a judiciary committee that they were in, and they started whining how much they were abusing each other. I guess the helicopter pilot for Trooper 1, the officer flying the helicopter made terrorist threats to blow up aircraft at an airport, kill officers, and then the state police allowed this individual to keep flying Trooper 1, the helicopter. So there's basically anything goes. They've been caught manufacturing evidence. They lie, they commit perjury, and 20 or 30 years ago, Connecticut State police officers were, if they traveled to Florida, the Florida State Police would follow them around, allegedly, because they figured that they were on some sort of mob hit. So, there you go. Okay. Sandyhook School. Okay, and here's some video games. Blame the video games. This pistol right here, if this is the one that I did a little bit of a blow up on, is a 10 millimeter. Well, here's not a 9. Adam Lanza's ID. It looks brand new. Everything looks staged. Again, it looks like it's a staged sort of event here at the. And more photos. All right, here we go. 10 millimeter. That caliber is something that you don't see too often. When the FBI went from wheel guns, 38 special or whatever they were carrying that were revolvers, they went to 10 millimeter. It's a man's round. You pretty much have to work out every day and train with a gun that's a 10 millimeter. It's a cannon. It's like the 44 Magnums of semi-automatics. It kicks like a bull. If you want to go kill police officers, I'm not suggesting that anybody do that, and you want to kill SWAT, people that are wearing bulletproof vests, this would be the one handgun to have. The rounds can pierce bulletproof vests. And there's special rounds for this. This is a special forces, special assault and assassination team weapon. It's made for basically killing anybody that's wearing a bulletproof vest or not. This gun will take you down one shot. This is not a gun that you would bring to shoot children. This is not something a civilian would have. This a lot of the 10 millimeter rounds, the cases, they say FBI on them. It's a very specialized round. And when the FBI adopted the 10 millimeter as their service weapon, this is going back 20 or 30 years. Women and agents who aren't accustomed to firing guns, it's just too much. They would hurt their wrists. They get scared, and they weren't able to use the 10 millimeter round. 10 millimeter is equivalent to a 40 caliber, which most police officers don't carry 9 millimeters anymore. They don't carry 45s. The in-between calibers between a 9 millimeter and a 45 is 40 caliber, but the 40 caliber that the police carry now is a much shorter round. A 10 millimeter is a long case. It's a serious, almost like a magnum, and it's just really a major round to shoot. There was nothing mentioned about a 10 millimeter being used at the scene. So if somebody was there and had to drop their weapon, special operations, whatever else, there'd be a 10 millimeter there. There should be no 223 or any type of rifle cartridges, shotgun cartridges, or anything other than 2 handguns that were allegedly used in the shooting. So this is a real big mistake to have in official evidence. A 10 millimeter auto, and there was no mention of a 10 millimeter being used. This is a serious weapon. Special forces. Somebody that weighs 160 pounds. The picture looks like it's more or less computer generated, of low resolution. I mean, there's a lot of room for. I don't believe this crap at all. Here we go. Here's one version of a 223 that's shown inside the school. As far as I know, there was no assault rifles brought inside the school. 223, that's what they adopted in Vietnam. It's a girl's gun. It's a girl's caliber. 223, it can be deflected by a blade of grass. It's jungle fighting. They wanted basically African Americans who came from the city to be able to shoot a gun and not get scared of it and carry lots of rounds. There you go, 223. It's if the in Vietnam they were carrying AK-47. It's a 30 caliber round. Goes through medium-sized trees. Isn't deflected by grass, and you could actually hunt with an AK-47. You can't with a 223. It's really cruel if you're deer hunting with something like that, because the deer can run, and it'll be a while before the deer bleeds out if it's not a critical shot. It's basically an amateur's round. 308 is what military and police use if they want an effective caliber, and that's one version of the AR-15 or the assault rifle. Here, this is a bolt-action 22. Why is that there? Why is there a picture of that? Adam Lanza. It's for a place that's lived in. There's boxes and whatever else. There's empty shelves. It doesn't really look like it's an empty. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a lived-in place. It just looks like it's staged. Put some furniture in somewhere, take some pictures, and there you go. Oh, and here's the state police, showing what mags they had and what rounds and all that. They really shouldn't have TARDs involved with doing investigations, because they could have done a much better job of making something look like it's a legitimate document. If the state police should probably have had help if they're the ones that concocted this BS. You can't have idiots when something important to do. Oh, here's another version of an AR-15. Look, the handle's different. More rounds. There was with no news footage, as far as I know, of any of these sort of weapons being shown anywhere. Maybe a shotgun, maybe something else that was in the trunk. They could have done a much better job of staging this. It's just unbelievably BS. An independent news reporter, I forget which town and the name of the newspaper, I'll try to put a link in. Children, or somebody at a nursing home, if they code, they're dead, they still get an ambulance to the hospital 10 or 20 minutes away from the school. There was multiple kids shot, supposedly. There isn't evidence of one taking an ambulance ride. They show on the news the EMTs are just sitting around, and they have the same people revolving in and out of the school, walking in a circle. They basically could have done a much better job of staging this. It's just they didn't think it through. If they had a drill where they went live, they really should have controlled the situation much better if they want anybody to believe this crap. Here's another AR-15 that's supposed. I mean, the kid, if he weighed 160 pounds, I mean, professionals that do this for a living couldn't carry all this weight. And then to breach a school, there's no video evidence. The video cameras that were set up around the school, they were somehow removed or somehow disappeared before the shooting. There's pictures of the video cameras being up and then not being up. So if a kid shows up with multiple rifles on him and walks from the parking lot, I don't know if anybody of you been to a school. Anytime there's during school hours, you can look through the window, see somebody walking up from the parking lot. A kid with 160-pound kid with multiple bags of ammo, multiple rifles. He would have been spotted right out of the box. He wouldn't have been able to get the stuff out of his car without being seen. So I'm calling bullshit on that. All right, then walking up to the door. There's a camera to the door to let anybody in. They don't let parents in. If a parent tries to get his or her kid and they're not welcome, they send the police out after them. And parents can be arrested for just trying to pick up their kids if they're, don't fill out the proper forms and all that. So again, bullshit. This is, how many versions of whatever rifles did he supposedly have? This kid, the weapons used are somebody that's had training. Somebody that has had military training 3 or 4 years, worked out every day, probably couldn't have pulled off what this kid supposedly did. And there was military operatives out in the woods that were caught. Okay. These are clips for shotgun rounds. This is a military shotgun, 12 gauge. So I didn't hear anything about that. Why is there pictures of this? For the and is this his alleged car? This is the image of the is this what they supposedly found inside the school? Again, bullshit. There was no rifles that were brought in. So why is there clips and rifle ammunition? Liar, liar, liar. I'll leave a link to the to police photos. There's a video that goes into a lot of detail of what happened today, times, who was dispatched, and all that. Just complete horseshit.